Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 30 of our Vanilla Minecraft series, and today, the original plan was to add something new to the surface of the island. I was actually going to start working on a new area, in fact, but I think I'm going to push that back to next episode. Instead, I think we're going to work on something a little bit more festive today. In fact, we're actually going to be heading over to Spawn and working in that area for the first time since I started this series, which is a long time coming. We definitely need to give Spawn some love, though I'm not sure that this really counts as it's only going to be a temporary build in the area. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to it, but first things first, I need to do a little bit of resource gathering. So, I am going to head on out and kind of collect all of the various resources I need, which there's quite a few of, if I'm honest. So I'm going to go and take care of all of that, and I'll meet you guys over at Spawn. So here we are at Spawn. I don't think it's changed much since you've last seen it, and it is still quite ugly. Unfortunately, we still haven't really done a whole lot over here. We've got, nothing is really connected together, and the terrain is still kind of bleh. There's torches all over the place, and, nothing's just finished. We've got chests everywhere and farms that are kind of mediocre. I really need to get over here and start taking care of that stuff, and I've been saying that for a very, very long time. In fact, I think a lot of people on the server are kind of hesitant to build at Spawn because I've been saying I wanted to redo it for so long, and I still haven't. So, my bad. I really do need to take care of that, though, because I have a lot of build ideas of my own that I would like to add here, and, well, I'd kind of prefer this area to look a little bit nicer as I start doing that. So hopefully we'll start adding things over here and kind of refining this area in the near future. At least I would really like to. One such addition, for example, would be building a park area. And the main reason I want to do that is because then we would have a nice central area for temporary builds. We'd have kind of a dedicated area to put them. So what I mean by temporary builds is stuff relating to events or to holidays or things like that. So, for example, we've got this jack-o'-lantern over here that Leb built. And that worked out really, really well because there was not really much of anything in Spawn. So he could pop it down right next to Spawn, and that was really, really cool to come over here during like Halloween or even going into Thanksgiving and just have this big old jack-o'-lantern here. And the issue is that as we work more on Spawn and as we add more shops and farms and things like that, stuff like this is going to get pushed further and further out. And that means that, you log in, you come over to Spawn, and if you want to find something that was built for, say, Christmas, it would be, hard to find. It would be out on the edges, if there was anything at all, right? So I think that having a central park area would be kind of cool. It would give us a good spot to build temporary stuff like that. So, for example, we could have one area in the park that had this giant pine tree in it. And every Christmas, we could just go over there and decorate that specific tree that was, really well built and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, we don't have that this year. I, slacked off too much and didn't get around to it. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to build a temporary Christmas tree instead. Now, I'm not entirely sure where I want to put this just yet. I'm kind of thinking either over there or over here. We definitely want it to be visible from Central Spawn area. So somewhere nearby would be nice. And of course, this is only going to be here for a few weeks, and then I'm probably going to kind of kumbaya and burn the whole thing down. But I don't know. Maybe right over here is probably the best spot for it. And because it is going to be temporary, and because it is basically Christmas already, and it's not going to be up for very long, I'm not going to make the tree look spectacular. But it should still look pretty good. It should still be pretty impressive, and it is going to be relatively large. I'm thinking it'll probably be basically just a cone of leaves with some decorations on it, and then we're going to try and add some stuff beneath it as well to give to our fellow server members. So, I'm going to go ahead and start building this tree, and I'll get back with you guys once it's done, and then we can move on to the next step. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging out. All right, enough of that. Ooh, you like my shoes? Okay, enough of that, seriously. So here is our Christmas tree area, and for what it's worth, I think it's okay. Obviously, again, this is just a kind of hastily thrown together Christmas thing, last minute. Christmas is literally a few days away, so I can't really afford to do much better than this, but I think it's okay, for what it's worth at least. Obviously, next year I'll try and not slack so much, but I think we're okay for this year. So the tree itself, let's go ahead and get kind of a more aerial view of it, I suppose. As I said before I built it, it is pretty much just a cone of leaves. There's not a whole lot to it, but I still think that it looks like a Christmas tree, right? I think it conveys the idea. Let's go ahead and see how it looks from spawn. Yeah, I think it's okay. Obviously, I went with the kind of like ribbon garland style stuff going around. I thought that that would look a little more interesting than just placing a bunch of random blocks on it and saying they were Christmas bulbs. So that's decent. I did also add in a few random little things. I find that glazed terracotta actually works relatively well, at least certain colors of it, for little Christmas ornaments, though beacon blocks are probably the best Christmas ornament block we have. Unfortunately, they are quite tedious to get, but thankfully we have a kind of a simple wither skeleton farm here on the server thanks to Nap. So that wasn't too bad. It did take a couple hours, though, to get like the 6 or 7 beacons that I threw on there. Hopefully I get those back when I tear this down. But the tree itself looks okay. Obviously, I then went through and kind of snowed up the entire area to make it feel just a little more Christmassy, which, if you want to do something like this, if you go through and want to kind of snow cover an enlarged area, the best way to do it, by far, is to build some snow golems and then lead them and pull them around. Like, I could only do that with 2 this time because I only had enough string with me from killing spiders to make 2 leads, but that is just so much easier than manually placing down snow layers. So, if you want to cover things in snow, do it that way. Pro tips with Myrrh. Other than that, we built some little kind of candy cane things because I thought that the area was a little bland without them. I like them. And back here, we also built a little bit of a Santa sleigh situation, just as kind of a little detail to make things feel a little more interesting. More importantly, though, after I built this, and while I was working on the rest of the area, an Enderman came over here and gave us a grass block. Like, he didn't just drop a grass block down randomly. He literally came up here on top of the presents, that's what these are meant to be, and placed down a grass block. So that is literally a present from the Enderman of the server to us. So when we come back down here and we tear all this stuff down, I need to save this block and preserve it and keep track of it because that is adorable and I love it. Anyway, for right now, that is this area done, minus one thing. Obviously, our Christmas tree is fine, but it's lacking presents. You can't have a Christmas tree without presents, right? So we need to add presents underneath here. And I would like to go out and get a lot of really cool stuff for the people on my server and leave, cool gifts for them. So that's going to take quite an extensive bit of resource gathering and adventuring because I do want to give them some really cool, kind of worthwhile gifts. But before I head out and start taking care of all of that, there is one other thing I need to look into. So while I was coming over here and preparing to do this, Leb was on the server, and he said that he was going around and leaving people some interesting gifts. I can't remember his exact wording, but let's just say the word naughty was used. So that was mildly concerning in itself. And then he said that he was over near my place, and that was also somewhat concerning. And then I got a message about my villager up at our villager breeder. So I don't know if there is anything over there. I don't know if he was just passing by and wanted to check out the builds or something like that. But I'm going to have to go and check that out. Okay, so let's see what's happened over here, if anything. Okay, this is normal. Our giant pumpkin is normal. Still have to go over there and finish that. Is there a sleigh attached to my villager? Okay, then. I mean, I suppose that makes sense. He does look like Rudolph, and if anyone can guide Santa through a foggy night, it would be a guy with this nose. Let's see. Rudolph the red-nosed villager had a very large nose, and if you ever saw him, He tried to sell you his melons. That's how the song goes, right? Merry Christmas, Leb. I'm pretty sure that's how the song goes. Leb. Oh, wait, these probably aren't Leb's things. These are probably Mass's things, because she uses my villagers a lot. Okay. Well, then. Apparently, our villager is now pulling a sleigh. Oh, man, there's even little, like, gift boxes and stuff in here. Oh, it's even got Santa. Oh, that is amazing. I like this sleigh a lot. I feel bad for slacking on the sleigh I built at spawn now. I probably should have tried harder. I like it. Okay. Well, so now, at least for the rest of Christmas, our villager is guiding the way for Santa. So that's pretty great. Thank you for that, Leb. And I guess now that I'm over here, this is rather convenient because I do need to trade these guys a bit to get some stuff for the presents that I want to give people back at spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that, and I'll be back with you guys once we have all of the presents and whatnot sorted out, and then we can wrap things up. So here is our Christmas tree with the presents all around it, and I think that looks pretty cool, right? It is also an absolute death trap, by the way, so the odds of someone coming over here to unwrap their gift and getting blown up, kind of high. Not gonna lie, it is ridiculous how many mobs spawn over here, including right under the tree. So, yeah, even if it's daytime, it's not safe over here. I should probably put up some warning signs or something so people know that. But yeah, there is our overall Christmas area. Considering it was hastily thrown together last minute, I think that turned out okay. The presents definitely took a lot longer than I thought they were going to. I kind of anticipated making maybe half as many of them. Because my server's been relatively quiet lately, I assumed that I wouldn't have to make too many. But when I actually went and looked at the list of people who've been on relatively recently, like within the last several weeks, it turns out I had to make quite a few gifts. And I didn't want to give anyone anything lame or, useless. So I think everyone's gotten something pretty cool. I really only knew what to give like 2 people as far as stuff that they actually generally needed. But I think I gave them useful stuff in general. So if you're one of the people on my server, have at it, and I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this project. The next time we see it is, unfortunately, when we'll probably be burning it down because, well, I waited until last minute and Christmas is basically over now. So that's kind of a bummer, but I still think it was worth doing. And, well, I think that'll do it for today. I know we're a little bit short of where I like these episodes to be, but between holiday things and, much more importantly, between some stuff I'm doing for the channel at the moment, I was kind of running low on time. For example, I heard you guys last time. I know a lot of you were asking about the texture changes, the kind of texture pack that Mojang released, and I know a lot of you have asked to see that done, like a video of it and kind of me explaining it and looking into it and all that stuff. I definitely want to. It kind of was thrown off because they released it at the worst possible time for me, but I'll try and get that out as soon as I can. The new series that I've been talking about for like months is finally able to happen. I'm finally not waiting on people anymore, so I can start working on that in the next couple days, hopefully, like properly working on it, finally. And there's a few other things in the works as well. So, yeah, busy times, busy times. So, hopefully next time things will be a little bit less chaotic, but for today, I'm going to call it here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little kind of festive break from our normal building routine schedule thing. And I hope you guys have an amazing holiday, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever it is you may do. Hopefully it's great, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.